Hello, I'm Chris Fowler from Sports Forum. Born from the woodlands of Cartoris into the ether of a new sports age, he came to dominate all that was wet. He was bigger than life, a human billboard, the image of perfection, the icon of icons. He was Phaselus, PC, his airness, so good, so true, so heroic, that given his perfection, he just may have scraped immortality with his wings.
Greatest swimmer of all time, and like fastest guy I've ever seen in the water. I don't know. I would be honored to meet him someday.
He's awesome.
Like really fast. He's my hero. He's a really good swimmer.
I wish I could be like him someday.
Yeah. Great body, great body.
People have called him the Michael Jordan, the Tiger Woods of swimming. That's really not fair to Phaselus.
We've dubbed him Lord of the Ocean in our swimming circles. Most say that he's unbeatable on 65% of the world's surface.
He never lost a race to a man, to a boat, to an airplane.
About 20 years ago, when I used to be in the shipbuilding business, I used to have Phaselus actually tow boats from side to side of the harbor if I needed to transport goods or objects.
He was God's gift to the ocean.
Phaselus once gave his opponents a head start of about a lap and a half. He still won, of course.
One time, I remember Phaselus told me, "I'm gonna eat your lunch." And more or less, he did.
I mean, we called him the motorboat. He would swim like he had paddles and a sail attached to him.
If you were gonna ride on the back of Phaselus while he was swimming, you'd probably need a seatbelt. I think they made regulations about that.
For all the titles he won, the races he was in, the dangers he put himself through, he was never a man of religion. He considered himself better than that and above that, so he would never make any prayers to any gods of the sea.
If this cup was an ocean, Phaselus could cross it before I could finish it.
Some of the places that he was known to dominate were Cyclades, Rhodes, the Sea of Thrace, Sea of Marmora. I mean, all these places were home to him if they had oceans or streams or waters, lakes, hot tubs.
Why don't they make a Phaselus pizza?
I think unfortunately sometimes Phaselus just got a little carried away in his arrogance. He was known to bully people. He was known to act superior to pretty much everyone in his path. He, despite his amazing swimming abilities, he was not a very great person.
During a spring melt, Phaselus can swim from Mount Olympus to Rome in 22 hours.
For all the glory and victory that he experienced, he actually wasn't a very happy man. He was so famous and so idolized that he really didn't have a good friend. He really didn't have any friends at all. He was cocky, he was pompous, he was arrogant. He was a league above everyone else.
I don't remember where I was when a man landed on the moon. I don't remember where I was when the Berlin Wall fell, when Kennedy was shot. But I do remember where I was when Phaselus won his first race. That was something we all remember.
Alright, some people used to say the fastest way to get across the ocean was on Phaselus' back. I remember one time he actually raced an ocean liner across the Pacific Ocean. and he beat him with about 20 hours to spare.
I'm not gonna name my baby Jesus. I'm not gonna name my baby Abraham. If I were to name my child today, I'd name it Phaselus.
Bering Strait, Magellan Strait, Strait of Gibraltar. He swam them all with a man on his back.
He traveled places no one in our sport would ever go. When he was swimming, he would swim through liquid hot magma just to see what was on the other side.
Phaselus won swimming races in 53 countries around the world and all 7 continents, including Antarctica, where he beat polar bear.
If I had a clothing line or a soda company, a magazine, underwear line, I would want Phaselus to be on the cover. He's the sun to the world. He's the light that shines on all of us. Mysteriously, at the height of his career, Phaselus Catullus left the stardom, the covers, the glory that was his life, and went back to his roots. Phaselus lost that cocky brashness that had come to instill fear in competitors and awe in the world. He held the world in his own trance, but then he gave it up and seemed to realize the error of his ways. He dedicated his life to 2 twins, so he said.
Pretty drastic change came to Phaselus pretty much while he was still at the peak of his success. He actually returned home. He brought all his possessions on his back and became a pretty humble guy. I don't think a whole lot of people saw that coming.
I don't think anyone expected Phaselus to become humble. That was more like a fish without water. Phaselus and his cocky attitude, I mean, that was Phaselus, and to see him more or less give that up and become just like any of us, it was pretty shocking.
By the end of his lifetime, actually, he changed drastically. He became a religious man, a Samaritan, so to speak. He was a good person. He grew old in a nice, quiet lifestyle, and that's how his life ended. It was an anticlimactic ending to such a glorious life, but all the same, it was nice to see that he lost so much of that arrogance that made him an unpleasant person.